So we're back with another segment of Let's Flow with Tarot. How are you all enjoying this segment? I would love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. And before we get into our card of the day, I want to acknowledge the 7 subscribers who are here. Now, you may be saying, why am I making a big deal about 7 subscribers? Because 7 of you have been intentional about showing up here, watching the videos. There is something that I'm offering here that is landing with you. I do not take that lightly. 7 is the number of people, if we were, let's say, if we were sitting in a group therapy session, there would be 7 of us here. If we were in some type of private mastermind group, there would be 7 of us here. Think of a dinner party in a luxurious restaurant. We have our own area. We're being served champagne. We're being served the finest food, the finest desserts. We're having a good time. 7 of us are here talking about tarot. 7 of us here, or including myself, that's 8. There's this intimacy where if we were in person, all of us are showing our faces, all of us are being heard, all of us are being present. So that is why I do not take 7 of you being here, 8 of us all together being here. I do not take that lightly. And I want to say thank you. And I'll say this again, please leave me what your takeaways are from this segment if you are enjoying this segment. If you are into tarot yourself, share that with me as well. And so, yeah, let's get into today's segment of Flow with Tarot. All right. So, and I wanted to say this too. Some of you perhaps may be thinking, well, how did I get into using tarot? So, the interesting enough is that when I always say when I was having my religious experience, tarot was always something that I was just enamored with. And I think I've shared this before. It was just, there was something that I just had an affinity for the use of tarot. It was just amazing to me. It was, I was attracted to it. All right. And so what I have learned is that there is a black ancient goddess that is called Tishe. And her name is spelled Tyche. And in the energy that she brings the energy of destiny. She brings the energy of fortune. She brings the energy of luck. She brings the energy of chance. And so when I look at that, when I look at her energy and when I think of tarot, we could look at tarot. Some people use tarot as a divination tool, but we can look at tarot as a form of or an avenue of destiny on some level. We can also look at it as chance. So if I'm going to pick a card without looking and whatever I pick up, that's just chance. That is my way of connecting with that African goddess, Tishe, because of the energy of chance, fate, destiny that she brings. So I also view her as a tarot gatekeeper, which is why I continue to use tarot. So that is a very brief summary, just in case you wanted to know, you had a question about that. But I invite you to look her up. You can actually find more information about her in a book called it's written by Mama Zogbe. She also her birth name was Vivian Hunter Hendrew, and she's written about 5 books. I have all of them about the African goddesses that all societies, all systems have attempted to wipe her memory out. They have attempted to wipe her spiritual influence out. They have attempted to wipe out all of her practices, her magical practices, her metaphysical practices, either attempting to wipe them out or Europeanizing them, Romanizing them, Greekizing them, when it all started with the Black ancient mother. Okay. So anyway, she's got what I was saying was, see, I just went on a rant. But Vivian Hunter Hendrew has a volume. It's called Unveiling the Ancient Goddesses and Gods, Volume 1 and Volume 2. In Volume 2 is where she starts to talk about the goddess Tyche, Tyche. Okay, so let's see what card will come up for us today. So we have done, so yesterday we did, or the previous video, what did we do? Was it, oh, it was the wands. It was 5 of wands. Did I take that card out? That's what I need to do so I don't pull it again. So again, if you're new here, I invite you to go back and watch the first 2 episodes of this segment. This is not a reading necessarily, all right? This is a new deck, and I'm just pulling out random cards, all right? Just one card, one episode, and I'm just going to talk about it and see what comes up. And this is my way of connecting with the deck, okay? So I already pulled this one. So let's see what this one is. Okay, so this one is the 9 of Swords. And so I remember, oh, let me show you 9 of Swords. When I first started working with tarot, this card, I used to feel fear around this card. I used to feel worry around this card. Now, if you just look at this image, you could say, okay, that's fair to say that fear could show up, that worry could show up. But then I just started to look at it, and that's not, and to know, first of all, to know that worry is present, to know that fear is present is not a negative thing. That is an observation. And that's one of the things that tarot can influence you to be more accepting of your emotions. It's easy to accept emotions of joy. It's easy to accept emotions, excitement. That's easy. But when it comes to worry, fear, anger, we tend to tense up. We tend to try to escape. But your escaping of worry or fear, that is where the problems can come in. Worry and fear is not the problem. It's how you handle it. If you see it there, if you notice that your body is tensing, if you notice that you have a headache, and you just try and the first thing that you reach for, I'm going to use this as an example. So let's say you're in the middle of a life challenge. Things are having to be done. You're having to, take care of things, all right? And you find yourself getting a headache. The first thing that you do, you reach for some pills, you reach for, a painkiller. Now, that can be a way to escape. how you're feeling. Now with me saying that, you may be saying, well, wouldn't it be, the practical thing just to take a painkiller to get rid of the pain? Perhaps. But how about instead of quickly reaching for the pill, how about you stop and say, okay, wait a minute. This that's happening in my life is challenging. I do have a list of things that need to get done, but now I have this headache. Does the headache mean that I haven't stopped to breathe? Does this headache mean that I haven't stopped to just check in with my body to see where else that I'm feeling tension? Have I stopped, instead of me doing, have I stopped to say, okay, I see all these things that I have to do. Is there somewhere on this list that I can relieve myself, that I can ask someone for support, that I can get support from somewhere instead of me thinking that I have to do all of this by myself? Is that headache a guidepost for you to pause before you take another action? Is that headache a guidepost for you to just stop to even say, this next thing that I'm about to do, is it even necessary? Do I have to do it, or do I believe that I have to do it? Do I feel obligated that I have to do it? Do I feel shame if I don't do it? So that headache, perhaps you'll take a pill for it, but before you do that, have you checked in with your body? Have you checked in that you are allowing yourself to take expanded action? Or is the action that you're taking, you're just kind of tiptoeing? The action that you're taking it because that's what you've seen other people do. It may or may not work. But have you checked in with your intuition? Is it your intuition telling you to take that action? Or is it fear telling you to take that action? Have you considered another action? Have you considered any other possibility? Or again, are you just taking action based on what is, quote, the practical thing to do, or the regular thing to do, or the realistic thing to do? Because see, spirit works, your spirit, your spirit, your spirit, your spirit. Your intuition works on the quantum. Your intuition is not linear. So sometimes when we have challenges, we instantly go to what is known. When your soul is saying, wait a minute, we have quantum solution. We have a quantum solution for you. Come back over here. And sometimes that headache could be a guidepost for you to listen to your soul. Have you listened to too many people? Are you going around to too many people getting advice? And now all of that advice is just junk and information in your head that you're not even using. Number one, because it's too much information. Number two, because it's not aligned with your soul. That's not what your soul is calling you to do. And number three, a lot of times that advice, even when the advice is coming from people who mean well, even if the advice that you're getting, people are meaning that advice in there's no maleficent, you know, energy behind it. They mean well, but yet that advice is coming from their limitation. It's coming from what they know, not from your intuition. Your body will respond that way because you're about to do something, you're about to take action, or you have all of these actions that's bringing up worry and frustration because it's not aligned. So the headache, instead of you just saying, oh, I got this headache, but I'm going to keep powering through, I'm going to keep powering through, I'm going to just take this pill, I'm going to just, maybe I just need some more caffeine. No, the headache is there to say, no, pause. Listen to your intuition. Pause. See what your soul is saying. See what your spirit is saying. Every time so far, when I have pulled these cards, again, my intention is this is not a reading. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a reading per se. We're pulling a card and we're going with what is just coming up for the card at the moment in an attempt to, or in not in just an attempt, but our way to connect with the card for actual readings. But since I've done these, I have felt that perhaps it is a reading. I don't know. But yeah, I was trying to see if anything else would come up for the card. But yeah, this is a Nine of Swords. So I guess I said all of that to say this. This card it doesn't scare me anymore. It doesn't worry me anymore. It just is now, it's, it shows, just like with any of the cards, it shows underlying energy. And it can show where it can be where you're blocked somewhere, or where your energy is being held on to something that is actually draining you, or it could even be a dream. Are you not remembering your dreams? However, that just an example that came up. So yeah, this card, when I see this card, I don't get nervous. It's not a bad thing. All right. It's the card just telling you to pay attention to your energy, your actions. What can you do differently? Pay attention to your body, all those things. So yeah, so that is the Nine of Swords. And yeah, that's it. All right. So let me know what your first feelings were when I pulled up this card. And we will just keep going through the deck. Until next time.